Okay, now we're going to make a model-based definition file with all these dimensions on there. I put it back in this orientation to remind you that you can, I guess, redefine this home position. So you want to get it into that position here, right click and say set home position, like so. And also you want to make sure that the front is really the front here. But in the last video, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, you saw that I went and said, on this view right here, I want it to be the front view. So we want to make sure that when we click home, it starts off like this before we start adding model-based definitions. Now let's get after it here. Let's go ahead and begin the annotation process dimension. And how about this one right here? It kind of knew what I was doing. So hitting the tab key and we get 3.0, looks great. So then we commit to that. Um, we might be able to come over there and get the angle as well. I'm going to hold down shift and the scroll wheel and see if I can get this dimension in play. And it does look like it's going to come up good like we want it to. Maybe click on home, then bring it up to be in line with that. And we like that size. And let's keep going. Um, hmm. I wonder about that 45-degree angle. Let's try the same thing we did in the other video, and that's to measure between there and there. And look, what do you know? There's how it works. Look at that. Okay, so the reason why it's not in the middle is it's just not far enough out and the font's a little too big. So I'll pull it out that way. So the font does look to be bigger in my file than it does in theirs over there. We could change that, but let's just make it look the same, uh, except for the fonts. Also looking at the size of this one, we will look at the inner wall and you want to pull it out here because it gets confused about the highlighting thing. So just pull it off over to the side. And then after that, you can pull it in close once you get it to right there. Now it's looking just like this, looking real good. Okay, now from the center of this one over to this edge is going to be 1.25. Um, we could hit tab to rotate the text to look more like what we have over here. So far we are um, exact on our rotation for each dimension, as well as their placements. Let's get this radius in here next. So, oh wait, what happened to that dimension? Did I accidentally delete that? Maybe I forgot to hit the green check mark for commit. Oh, where did it go? Is it up underneath here somewhere? I'm not sure where that went. I'll add it one more time and then pull it over here and then pull it back in play. I said yes to that. Oh, it looks like it's trying to lower it below the surface. That's odd. So if I put it here, yeah, I wonder why that is. Why is it measuring that far down instead of on the surface? Well, let's try to use one of our techniques that we've learned before, and that is to set the plane on which it shows up. So let's hit the wall, and then we're going to right click on this gray area here, select annotation plane, and we say we want this one. And then we say okay to that, green check mark. Then can we move it back and it's still on the surface? Yes, I hope. Back to the home view. That's looking good. All right, the other distance we need is a 2-inch distance between this edge and the center of the circle. So from that edge to the center of the circle, that needs to be 2. And you can see that it's laid out perfectly like we have over here, green check mark. How about this radius? Go back to that one. Here, I kind of like the plane that it selected. Um, I hope it selected the right plane. You can come in the middle like they're doing, and they even moved it over to the side a little bit like that. 1.25 for that one. Looking real good. How about the top or the cut depth? Is that one in a good spot? Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think I was trying to do something else. So our font's kind of big, so it doesn't. It's not going to let us put the number in between those. So we will accept that one as is, and then move it into position. You can see it will not let us put it in the middle, but that's okay, just because our fonts are bigger. We want this number to show up here somewhere, or maybe even above. You can pull this one up a little bit to make that one easier to see. We want that distance right there. So that might actually stay there in place perfectly. Then from this wall to the center of this one needs to be 1.25. That looks great. The diameter of this one needs to reside on that plane. That's a good place for it. Green check mark. And then the dimension of the bottom one. And it looks like that one's just reading our mind on that one. So it's good. And so we're just, systematically going around getting all of these in place. We might even just, count the number at the end to make sure they match up. But it looks like we have 3 more to go. So we will, first of all, start with the height of this. And we want it along that plane. So I'm going to click here and then move it over afterwards. And I forgot to rotate the text, so I'm going to have to hit Control Z and start over. So I need to go here. I want it up that way. Hit Tab. Looks like I hit Tab too late. So we'll get it right here in a second. So this one, go out this way, then hit Tab. So notice the text rotated. And then after you agree to it, then you put it in place. A lot of work just to get that oriented exactly like we have here. And it should not be 2.5. It really should be, it shouldn't be 2.25. It should be 2.5. So somewhere along the way, I made a mistake. Let's go back to the initial extrude. This is the first one. This is probably the one I need to fix. Yep, I did it again. Not sure why I keep doing that, but you can roll all those changes forward and we're back in business. And you notice that this one now says 1.5 as it should. I don't know why I just glided past that one without noticing it. All right, then we got 2 more to go. Middle of this one, all the way back out to the back edge. We might have to orbit around to get to that edge and then see if we can go back home and then lay it down here. Now it's not in the correct plane, so we're going to say right click, set annotation plane, and hopefully we have some x-ray vision, and we do, and there it is. Okay, that wasn't so bad. One last thing is the angle. We're going to try to get this one by selecting this line and then coming back this way. Oh man, so it's doing the 30 instead of the 60. That's kind of annoying. So instead of selecting this one, we will come around the corner and select that one instead. So let's try that again. We're going to go measure this, and no, I think I did it right actually. Uh, is that correct? Yeah, look at that. Beautiful thing. So did we finish our model-based definition, our MBD file? It looks like we are done. Quick scan to make sure there's nothing missing and there's no mistakes. I'm going to make sure we save the file. This needs to be saved as part 8.2. So file, save as, part 8.2, and we want this one in our chapter 8 folder. All right, in the next video, we're going to take this model-based definition and turn that into a front, top, and right view with all the necessary dimensions in place. I will see you in the next video.